Welcome, explorers. We're really excited to really create and have this podcast episode and YouTube series go out. Today, we're really going to talk about checking in and really seeing how things have been going. You know, what breakthroughs have happened so far, what breakdowns have happened so far, what's opening up, what's discovering, you know, what are you discovering newly? And really, Adam and I are also going to be sharing a little bit about, you know, what it's been like for us as well. Because we are just as much in the process of mastering our money and pursuit of mastery as you are. So, Adam, what I'd love to hear really authentically, like what's been opening up for you as we're creating this, as we're sharing. And
well, you are so gifted at digging down deep into the hidden meaning and the story and the scripts that we've been running in the past. For me, as we record these on a daily basis, I'm reminded of my relationship with money, or my wife's relationship with money, or what we're teaching our kids about money. And obviously we will talk about that in a future episode for sure, because that is one of those topics near and dear to my heart.
Sure.
You know, as we talk about, well, what is the earliest money memory? I think through, oh my God, what are the memories I'm creating in my children?
Yeah.
As my daughter's buying a car and paying for repairs and all of that, will she resent that or will she appreciate that?
Yep.
All of those things kind of come to the surface for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Anything else?
You know, the idea of why money is important. When you coached me, I think in episode 5, we talked about that idea of freedom, but ultimately that what we came to was that money was important to me, not for me, but for what I could do for other people as a result of it. And even that becomes important.
Yeah.
And I started thinking through things that I buy, and candidly, to listeners and viewers on YouTube, I mean, we're in my home office, but I've built a studio here. We've got studio lights and a nice camera and all sorts of audio equipment and all that. I've spent a fair amount of money, invested a fair amount of money in those things. Mm-hmm. But even as I do them, I enjoy spending that money because I know of what it will create.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm less likely to go buy myself a nice suit or, you know, new pants or a shirt or something, because it doesn't allow me to go do that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I hear that you really, you have, I would say you have a level of mastery again, but you are getting more and more connected and seeing, you know, deeper cuts as to like why money is important, the purpose that it serves, and all of that. And I even heard your languaging. You said you spent, you know, thousands or however much money, and then you said invested.
I invested.
Language is everything. That's cool. Nice.
Though I do believe every investment in the business, everything I spend in the business is an investment, right? Yeah. But yes, I appreciate the nod to the language, because I am very careful about how I use that these days. Yeah. What about you? What's coming up?
I think one is, well, the biggest thing is really being able to share on a platform. So as you're listening, as you're participating, as we're seeing the comments flow in, as we're seeing the emails come in, it's really interesting to see how what I'm doing is really, and what we're doing and creating is making an impact in this community of explorers. You know, as I share more authentically on a, you know, to more people and more listeners, it is definitely holding myself accountable. That's what I'm getting. As I'm sharing with you, like this is being blasted. People are listening all over the world. And so really making sure that not only am I sharing what I think works and is effective, but also making sure that I'm living that truth, you know, because I'm looking at the conversation of building a bigger life and not a bigger lifestyle. And it's the beginning of the year. And so I was creating, I shared with you earlier, but I was creating how 2019 was going to go.
Right.
And I looked at the stats of it, and I'm going to be on 37 flights, flying to, you know, LA, Belize, Mexico, the Bay Area, back to Des Moines, etc. And really looking like, okay, I'm spending a lot more money than I normally would have, given all this travel and given this new, you know, chapter in my life. Is this is the money that I'm spending where I want to be spending it? And am I building a bigger life or a bigger lifestyle? So to be quite honest with you, I'm still in the inquiry of it and discovering, you know, the balance, if you will, between, can part of building a bigger life include lifestyle, and really just coming to terms and really confronting it and really having the courage to do that and really, you know, be insightfully straight with myself. that's what I'm getting from creating these episodes and sharing and facilitating these conversations.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I hear intentionality in that. Just being very, very intentional about, and I think for you, it's about not only what you spend, how you spend, what you spend it on, as it relates to the bigger picture.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially, in partnership with you in creating this, really looking at, because we covered a lot of different things, and it's awesome to see and share this stage with someone who is where I want to be. And so learning from your mistakes, learning from the things that you have been able to leapfrog, learning about the things that you're creating, and really finding myself in it, and also in certain areas like seeing how I'm different and how my path would be different, which all turns to, Mastery of Money is very, very personalized and very unique. And so, we covered a lot of different things. And for those of you who are just tuning into our episodes, and this podcast, definitely go back to listen to episode 1 through 7, because it's really, really powerful stuff where we created the context of this whole conversation around money.
So one thing I want to circle back to, we did in the background information episode, which may have been either episode 1 or episode 2. Episode 1, we talked about what is mastery, and episode 2, we talked about ourselves a little bit. But Nick is 26, I'm 43. I have a family of 5. It's myself and my wife and 3 kids. Nick is living in a studio apartment in downtown Des Moines, which is a hip happening place to be, by the way.
Yep.
And it's really fascinating to get perspective from both of us, I think. And interesting for me to hear his, hopefully interesting for him to hear mine.
100%.
And for those of you listening or watching out there, we love your questions. We want to know what you want to know. In the past episode, Nick had mentioned that our goal really is to leave you with more questions than answers, because in the pursuit of mastery, you never really achieve the final summit. There is always more to climb. There's always more to learn. And so those questions that you send us, we will do a copious amount of research on and figure out how to answer those questions well on upcoming episodes. You can do that by sending us emails at questions@masteryofmoney.com, where all of our posts will be found at masteryofmoney.com.
Mm-hmm. And it is my job and passion to actually go through every single one of those. Because our commitment really is to provide a platform where people can master their money. And inside of the mastery, I know I have tons of questions. And so being able to pose those out and have a place to actually engage in those is super special and super unique.
So here's what you can look forward to in the upcoming episodes. We're going to talk about college, and we're going to do a deep dive into career exploration, and is college necessary, and are there other options like trade schools and 2-year programs that pay just as much, if not more. In one of the upcoming episodes, I'm going to talk about a course that you can take in machine learning, which is basically artificial intelligence. And there are companies out there, if you take this course, they will literally offer you a job for 6 figures by taking the course. So there's so many cool things that we're going to explore on the show. We're excited you're a part of the community. You're a fellow explorer on the path to mastery with us.
Awesome. Good stuff.
We will see you tomorrow.